So welcome everyone. I'm
Welcome.
Emily with NS Montana Yoga. Thanks so much for joining me today. So go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. Just take a moment to come into whatever space you're using. Ground down into the sitting bones. Stack the spine up one bone at a time. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears, down the back, reach up through the crown of the head. You can let the eyes close or just take the gaze softly off the tip of the nose. With the next inhale, gently start to deepen the breath, filling the belly, rib cage, up to the collarbones. Exhale, collarbones, rib cage, and the belly. Inhale, filling from the bottom all the way up to the top. And exhale from the top all the way down to the bottom. Taking a few more rounds of breath like this, making each one a little longer, a little fuller than the one before. Just notice what comes up, if there's any place in the body that's talking to you. And just notice it, be present with it, whatever it is. Top of the next inhale, filling completely, hold it for a moment. And then exhale it all out, using the belly to press out that last bit of air. Bring the breath back to a natural rhythm, in and out through the nose. You can come back to that breath at any point during our practice today. Just find your level of effort and ease. The next exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, roll the right ear over to the right shoulder and pause. The shoulders be heavy, checking in with the side of the neck. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear to the left shoulder. Pausing here. And exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear to the right shoulder, then continue circling the head and neck all the way around. Drawing some nice big circles with the nose. If you find those sticky spots, you can stop and work back and forth across it a little bit. Switching directions as you're ready. And bring the head up to center. Start to roll out the shoulders, squeezing them up towards the ears. Draw the shoulder blades together and then drop them down into your back pockets. Couple big rolls there. And taking the hands to the legs, just start to circle the torso. Big or small movement, just saying hello to the hips and the low back. And switching directions as you're ready. And bring it to center with the hands on the legs. As you inhale, squeeze the shoulders, lift the gaze. And exhale, round the shoulders in, drop the chin. Inhale, draw the chest and the belly forward, lift the gaze. Exhale, pull the belly button towards the spine, drop the chin, let the shoulders round. And keep moving with the breath here. Find the seated cat-cow. You can work the movement all the way down to the tailbone, kind of rolling forward and back as you move. You can keep moving in just one plane here, or you can add that circle. So really drawing the chest forward and then scooping the belly back, finding whatever movement feels good here. And bring it to center. So you inhale, sweep both arms up overhead, just pause, wiggle the fingers around, roll the wrists. You can take the arms out to the side to make some more space in the shoulders. Then exhale, right hand to the mat and left hand reaches up and over top. Connecting down to the left sitting bone, finding space along both sides of the body. Another breath. Then exhale, sweep across center, plant the left hand down, right arm reaches up and over. Finding a side stretch to the other side, anchoring into the right sitting bone. And inhale everything up to center. As you exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes across, right hand to the ground behind you. Take a breath in to lift up tall, and exhale, deepen your twist any amount. Just starting gently, turning the belly first, then the chest, rolling the back shoulder open. Keeping the top hand on the leg where it is. Inhale the right arm up to the sky, reaching across, finding the opposite leg. As you exhale, drop the chin, round the spine, press into the back body. Good. You can keep the arms crossed or uncross them. Make sure you have space to breathe. As you're spreading the back ribs, the vertebra, the head be heavy. And keeping the top hand where it is. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. And exhale, circle it around to the ground behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, deepen your twist to the left. Grounding down to both sitting bones, reaching up through the crown of the head, and rotating around a nice long spine. Another breath here. Keep the hand to the leg. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. Reach it across, find the opposite leg, and exhale, round into the back body. If you have hold of the knees or shins, you can even pull back, find a little bit of traction on the shoulders. Just finding space between the shoulder blades, whether the arms are crossed or not. Then release the hands to the mat behind you. You can spin the fingertips towards the hips for some more wrist stretch. Inhale, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, draw the elbows together. You can press the knees away from you, maybe lift the gaze slightly. Just spreading the front ribs, the collarbones. And inhale, torso up, and exhale, fold forward any amount. You can walk the arms out in front of you. Feel free to adjust the legs so this feels good for you. You can find a little side to side movement, maybe press into the hands and back into the hips. Another breath here. And you can either roll forward over the legs or swing them around behind you for child's pose. Hips back towards the heels. And you can spread the knees, make some space, let the belly release towards the thighs or towards the floor. Walk the arms out in front of you. You can release the head down to a pillow or to the mat. And then spreading the fingers, activate the hands. So coming up on little spider hands. Forearms draw off the mat. Take a breath in. As you exhale, walk the hands over to the right, drawing back with the left hip, finding some more space in the sides. You can keep up on the fingertips or release the palms down. You can stack the left hand over the right to intensify the stretch if you like. Letting the left shoulder be nice and heavy, opening towards the floor. Another breath here. Inhale it to center. And exhale, walk it across to the left, drawing back with the right sitting bone. Again, you can stack right hand on top of the left if you like. Keep the hands on the fingertips or release the palms down. Just finding these shapes that work best for your body. Feel good today. And then bring it back to center. Release the forearms to the mat and come up so the shoulders are over the elbows. You can walk the knees in under the hips. And start drawing circles with the shoulders. So sweep it off to the side, draw it back. Off to the other side, draw it forward. Big or small, fast or slow. Switching directions as you're ready, just adding some load in different directions. And then bring it up to center and come to all fours. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Just shift the weight a little side to side, forward and back. And adding any padding under the knees or wrists that would feel good for you. And then spreading the fingers nice and wide, toes tucked or flat. Inhale, lift the tail, lift the chest and the gaze. Exhale, tuck the tail, round the spine, drop the head. Inhale, lift the tail, chest slides forward for cow. And exhale, tuck the tail, round the spine, arching into cat. And keep going, following the rhythm of your own breath. Play with starting the movement with the tailbone, rippling it up the spine so the head's the last thing to move. Having a slight lift in the belly, a slight lift in the wrists. And then bring it to a neutral spine. Find a little side to side movement. Wag your tail, shake it out. Good. And then we'll extend the right leg back, toes tucked to the mat. Just take a moment stretching out the sole of the foot. Press back into the heel. Find some sensation into the calf. And come to center and stabilize the hip so that outer hip is rolling towards the ground, low ribs hugging in. And then play with walking the left fingertips forward. You can stay with everything on the mat or lift up the leg any amount and then add the arm. Pausing here, finding the stability. Then next, exhale, bend the knee and elbow, draw them into center. Fingers and toes can trace the mat. Inhale, extend long, low ribs hug in. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, reach long, last time. Then exhale, hand and toes to the mat. Cross the leg behind you to the left. Taking a look over the left shoulder. Stretch out that side hip. And bring it back underneath you and extend the left leg back, toes to the mat. Just start to stretch out the sole of the foot. You can roll forward and back or press back into the heel. And centering the weight, that outer hip rolls towards the mat to keep the hips level, gently pressing up between the shoulder blades to stabilize. And I'm walking those right fingers forward if that's available. Pausing here. Welcome to stay here or float the leg up any amount. And float the arm up, finding your level of effort. Take a breath in, stabilizing here. Exhale, bend the knee and elbow, draw them into center. Inhale, extend long. Twice more, exhale, draw it in. That fingers and toes can trace the mat. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend long. And as you exhale, hand and toes to the mat. Cross the leg behind you to the right. Take a look over the right shoulder. And bring it back to center underneath you. Give that a little shake. Good. And then we'll walk the arms out forward, coming into more of a puppy pose. Good. So you can release the forearms down if you like. I take my hands out mat width to make some more space in the shoulders. You can release the chest down towards the mat, maybe the forehead, maybe the chin. In this position, the hips are more stacked over the knees. And it's a big opening in the shoulders, in the chest, so work gently. And then from here, we'll shift the weight forward, finding a low plank. You can always come to all fours. So wrists are over the shoulders, long line from the knees, all the way up to the crown of the head. Gently pressing up between the shoulder blades, scoop the belly in. So from here, lower down to the right forearm, then the left forearm, coming to a low forearm plank. And then come to the right hand, press up, left hand, back to your low plank. Good. Other side, left forearm, right forearm. Left hand, press up, right hand. We'll do once more, either side, right forearm down, left forearm. Right hand, left hand. Left forearm, right forearm. Left hand, right hand, and pause here. And then from here, we'll move all the way to the belly. You can come to the forearms first or find some effort, lower all in one piece. Tops of the feet to the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. Just activate the legs. So all 10 toes press down, kneecaps draw up slightly. And as you inhale, just squeeze the shoulders together, rolling them back. And then exhale, release them down. Inhale, squeeze and roll the shoulders. This time, draw the head up. Exhale, release it down. Exhale, squeeze the shoulders, lift the head, maybe float the hands. Find that baby cobra. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up into your baby cobra, and we'll hold for 3, 2, 1. And exhale, release it down. Take one ear or the other to the mat. Shift the hips side to side. Find a little break. Good. And then we'll find locust. We'll be adding the legs. So hands can stay underneath the shoulders. For more effort, extend them down by the sides. As you inhale, roll the shoulders up, squeeze the shoulder blades. And then we'll float everything up. So legs, arms, head, reaching the fingertips back towards the toes, squeezing the legs together, thinking more about length than about lift here. We'll hold for another 3, 2, 1, and release on an exhale, other ear to the mat, shift the hips side to side. Hands underneath the shoulders, take a breath in to prepare. Exhale, press it back to child's pose. So you can hang out in child's pose, make it more of a puppy pose, or if you like, spread the fingers, tuck the toes, and lift the hips back and up for downward dog. If you're coming to downward dog, walk the feet out, press one heel towards the floor and then the other, move the hips side to side. Fingers nice and spread. I spin mine out slightly. They can be shoulder width or mat width. Feet can be hip width or wider. You can play with walking the feet towards the hands or away, finding whatever position works best for you. Another breath wherever you're at. And soften the knees, look to the hands. We'll walk the feet toward the hands, finding a soft forward fold. Feet on the ground, butt in the air. Let the torso hang, arms can dangle. Maybe drawing some circles, or hands can grab opposite elbows. Sway a little side to side. Release the hands towards the floor. As you inhale, hands to the legs, flat back, lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold, everything heavy. Inhale, flat back, roll the shoulders away. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. This time as you inhale, soften the knees, roll yourself up bone by bone. Bring the head up last. Pulling the shoulders up and back a couple times. Coming to the front of your mat. Good, so find your mountain pose. Feet can be hip width, maybe wider, wherever you're feeling grounded and powerful. So lift the toes, spread them wide. Set the pinky toes down first. Rolling into the big toes so the feet are nice and spread. Drawing up the kneecaps like when we were in baby cobra. Lifting the belly, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, leading with the chest. Inhale, flat back, nice long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, either roll yourself up or sweep up with a nice long spine, fingers to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart by your sides. Again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep or roll all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart by your sides. Again, adding on. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the right leg back, setting the knee down for a low lunge. Pad the knee up as necessary. When you have your foundation, inhale the torso up, hands to the front leg. Good, so drawing back with the left hip to square off to the short edge of the mat. And shift the knee forward and back in line with the foot a couple times, as long as that's a pain-free movement. And stack the knee over the ankle, shoulders over hips, and inhale to sweep the arms up. Good, take a breath here. Really reaching the tailbone down towards the floor to keep the low back nice and long and add a little tension to the front of the right hip. Good. As you inhale, spread the arms nice and wide, lift the chest. Exhale, reach the arms forward, round the spine, drop the chin. Twice more, inhale, spread the arms, lift the heart. Exhale, round and reach. Inhale, sweep open. And exhale, reach it forward. As you inhale, sweep both arms up. And exhale, twist to the left. Bring that right hand across the thigh, left hand to the low back. And just take a moment to adjust there. Just check out the front knee, see if it's migrated anywhere. Stacking it over the ankle, lifting up nice and tall and rotating from the waist up. Good, that Left hand can stay the low back. Maybe you reach back behind you for some extra length. Another breath here. And then unwind to center. Take the hands to the mat. And let's just start to shift the hips back and forward, bending and straightening into the front knee. So both hands can be to the inside of the foot for more space, or they can frame it. And then shifting the hips back, straightening out the front leg, finding your half split. Good, so drawing back with the left hip. Front toes can be lifted or pressed into the mat. Again, you can stack the hands to the inside of the leg or frame it. Fingertips on the fists. Finding a nice long spine, melting your belly towards the front thigh. Another breath here. And inhale, shift it forward. We'll plant the hands, tuck the back toes, and step to the front of the mat, however you get there. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep or roll all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. By your sides, other side. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Left leg steps back, set the knee down for a low lunge to the other side. Add padding underneath that knee, find your foundation. Inhale the torso up as you're ready, hands to the front thigh. Good, drawing back with the right hip. Then shift the knee forward and back in line with the foot. Just checking out how all those joints are feeling. Stack knee over ankle, shoulders over hips, and inhale, sweep both arms up. Good, so legs are active here, drawing that front heel towards the back knee, scissoring the legs together, lifting up out of the waist. Arms can come nice and wide to let the shoulders drop nice and heavy. Next, inhale, sweep the arms wide, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, scoop the arms forward, round the spine, drop the chin. Inhale, sweep open, lift the sternum. Exhale, round and reach. Last time, inhale, sweep open. And exhale, reach it forward. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale, twist to the right. Left hand coming across that front thigh, right hand to the low back. Rolling the back shoulder open. And again, maybe some slight adjustment in the hips, drawing back and dropping down the right hip, keeping the knees stacked over the ankle. Rotating around, nice long spine. Maybe the back arm reaches behind you for some more length. Another breath here. And inhale, unwind to center. And exhale, release the hands to the mat and start shifting the hips back and forward, straightening and bending into the front knee. So walking the hands with you as necessary. Both hands can come to the inside. You can walk the foot to the outside for some more space. Or keep framing the front leg. Coming to a stop with the hips back and lifted for your half split. Good. Hands can frame the leg or be to the inside, up on the fingertips or fists. Drawing back with the right hip. Looking for a stretch in the back of the front leg. Another breath here. And inhale, shift it forward, bend the knee. Plant the hand, step that back foot all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, nice long forward fold. So you can walk the feet a little bit wider if you like. Hands can grab the back of the legs. You can grab opposite elbows, maybe interlace the fingers behind the neck for some gentle traction on the spine. And soft bend to the knees, letting the spine be long. Then release the hands towards the floor. And inhale, tuck the tail, roll yourself up bone by bone, bringing the head up last. Good, rolling the shoulders up and back, and walking the feet in underneath you a little bit. Coming back to that mountain pose. So you can keep the legs hip width, or maybe step the legs together. So you inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips, find your chair pose. So weights in the heels, knees tracking over the toes. Maybe you can see your toes in front of your knees. Maybe you can lift the toes up. slight tuck in to the belly, keeping the low back nice and long. We're not booting our booty out. Tuck it in underneath you, nice long spine. Arms wherever it's appropriate for you. Another breath here. And then as you exhale, press into the left heel, draw the right knee up towards the chest. Find your stork pose and pause here. So right hip's nice and heavy, toes never need to leave the mat. Finding your balance, maybe even drawing the backs of the hands behind you to open the chest. And soften the standing leg, take a big step back, find your high lunge. You can walk the front foot out, back heel lifted or planted. Next inhale, sweep both arms up. As you exhale, bend the elbows, open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, pull down and back, low ribs hugging in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw it back. Inhale, reach. Then as you exhale, start to twist to the left. You can take the right hand across to the front leg, left hand to the low back. Or you can find prayer twists, hands to the heart, and send the right elbow towards the left thigh. Drawing back with the left hip, connecting to the full sole of that foot, and reach through the back heel. Another breath here. And inhale it up to center. And as you exhale, start to reach forward, shifting the weight to the front foot, and take a nice big graceful step or a couple small steps forward, finding your chair pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, press through the heels, come all the way up. Take a breath. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips. As you exhale, press into the right foot, left knee drives up towards the chest any amount. Pause, find your balance. Hugging the core in, keeping the shoulder stacked over the hips. Left hip nice and heavy, maybe drawing the backs of the hands behind you or reaching overhead. Soften the standing knee. Take a nice big graceful step back. Take your time, finding your high lunge. Adjust the details of your feet, and then inhale, both arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, draw them back and down, open the chest. Inhale, reach up tall. Twice more, exhale, pull it back and down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach. And as you exhale, twist to the right. So again, that left hand can come to the front thigh, right hand to the low back. Or take a prayer twist, hands to center, allowing the left elbow towards the right thigh. Good, connecting into the front heel, drawing back with the right hip. Another breath here. Inhale, unwind to center, both arms up. Exhale, scoop the belly and reach forward, start to shift the weight. And nice and slow and graceful, stepping the foot forward, finding your chair pose again. Breath in. And as you exhale, press through the heels to come up, drawing the hips forward. Lovely, roll out the shoulders, take a breath. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips. Exhale, press into the left foot, right knee drives up. Pause for a moment, find that balance. Good, and then we'll start taking the leg back, coming towards a baby warrior 3. So just extend the leg behind you, keep the right hip rolling towards the floor. Toes can stay to the mat or float. Nice long line from the heel all the way up to the crown of the head. Then bending into the standing leg, big graceful step back. Find that high lunge. Then exhale, plant the back heel, opening up into warrior 2. So back toes are in slightly, front toes towards the front of your mat, heel to heel or heel to arch alignment, whatever makes you happy. Just straighten and bend the front knee a couple times, asking this hip to open up. And then stack the knee over the ankle, shoulders over hips, extend the arms out long. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach forward and up, reverse your warrior. Back hand drops to the back leg, adding a big side stretch, reaching up out of that left shoulder. Inhale it up to center. And exhale, reach forward for side angle, making contact with the front thigh. It's hand, forearm, elbow, whatever it is. Take the right hand, circle it down towards the floor, and then up towards the sky. And twice more, 2 big more circles with that top arm. Good, and then that top arm can keep reaching to the sky. You can bend the elbow, take it to the hip, or even reach it overhead, spinning that pinky side down. Good. Drawing that left hip underneath you, long in both sides of the torso. Another breath here. Then inhale, sweep the torso up, straighten the front leg and reverse the arms. Find a bit more length in that side. Good, and then bring the torso up, spin the toes towards the long edge of your mat, and bend into the right knee, finding a side lunge. So start with the hands on the thigh. Give yourself a little bit of support here, sending the booty back. I want to start with the sole of the left foot connected to the floor. Maybe you stay up here. Maybe the fingertips come to the floor. Maybe you bend really deep into that right knee if that's available. And the left toes can spin to the sky or stay pressing to the mat. It changes the stretch slightly. Just find what's available on this side. Then as you inhale, squeeze the legs, shift across center, and exhale to the other side. Bend into the left knee. You can start nice and high, you can stay high, or start working in a little bit deeper, seeing what's available for the hips today. Another breath here. And then shift it to center, bring the torso all the way up, hands to the hips. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, hinge forward, fold any amount. Take the hands down to the legs, release them to the floor, maybe some more side to side movement if that felt good. Or keep it in center and draw it in a little bit deeper. So soft bend to the knees, lift to the arches. You can play with shifting the weight towards the balls of the feet, letting the back of the neck be nice and long. Another breath here. Then exhale, hands to the hips or legs. Inhale, squeeze the legs to draw yourself up, pressing the hips forward. And heel toe or step the feet together underneath you, coming back to the front of your mat. Take a breath here, finding your mountain pose again. And then inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips. Exhale, press into the right foot. Left knee drives up towards the chest. Pause here. Then hands to the hips, shoot that left leg back behind you. Start pivoting forward for Baby Warrior 3. So outer hip rolling towards the floor. Find your focus point in front of you for balance. Long line from the heel all the way up to the crown of the head. Never matters how far forward you get with the chest. Another breath, stabilizing in the right hip. And then bend the knee, nice big, slow, graceful step back to high lunge. Then exhale, plant the back heel, open to your Warrior 2 on the other side. And take a moment, fiddle with the feet, heel to heel or heel to arch. Straighten and bend in the front knee a couple times, asking your hip to open up. And stack knee over ankle, shoulders over hips, extend the arms long. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse your Warrior. Bend a little bit deeper into the front knee, connect into that heel. Inhale, torso up, and exhale, reach forward for side angle, making contact with that front thigh, however it gets there. And then top hand rotates down towards the floor, sweeps up to the sky. Take a couple more big circles with that top arm, seeing what's available. And find a good place to pause and breathe, whether that's reaching up, hand to the hip or around the low back, maybe overhead, pinky side spinning down. Good, finding a slight lift out of the bottom shoulder. Nice and strong with both legs. Another breath. And inhale, squeeze the legs, torso up, straighten the front leg, reverse the arms. Find an extra lift up out of that right shoulder. And spin the toes towards the long edge of your mat and bend down into the left knee for your side lunge. Maybe you start up high, maybe you drop straight down. So bending into that left knee as much as is available. Left heel can come up, right toes can spin towards the sky. And then with the hands down, or maybe challenge yourself, bring the hands up, inhale it across center, and exhale to the other side, bending into the right knee. Whatever depth works for you. If I keep my toes down, I find more of a stretch into the inner thigh. Lifting the toes gives me more of a hamstring stretch. Another breath here. And then maybe challenge yourself to bring the arms up and just use the legs to push yourself up to center. And this time you can interlace the hands behind the back or just stack them at the low back. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, fold forward any amount. If the fingers are interlaced, you can draw the knuckles away from the back, finding more stretch into the shoulders, keeping a soft bend in the elbows. Again, side to side, or keep it in the center. And as you're ready, releasing the arms down to the legs, to the mat. And finding one more breath here. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, squeeze the legs, draw yourself up, press the hips forward. And heel toe or walk those feet together underneath you, coming back to the front of your mat. Lovely. So finding that mountain pose. Rounding down into the feet, growing up through the crown of the head. And close the eyes if you like. Just kind of checking in, see how everything's feeling. Then next, inhale, sweep both arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, walk the feet back. You can find a flow if you like, or head straight back to child's pose or down dog. Lower down to the belly. Inhale, lifting up to baby cobra. And exhale, pressing it back. We'll all meet in child's pose. So any route you want to get to your child's pose, or puppy if that's more restful for you, with the hips over the knees. And feel free to spread the knees wide, make plenty of space in the hips for the belly. You can stack the hands under the forehead, finding a little bit more ease here. Another breath. And use the hands to walk the torso up, shift the hips off to the side, and extend the legs out in front of you. And pull the love away from the sit bones. See a nice solid connection. Point and flex the ankles a couple times. Maybe hands come to the knees, give them a little bit of a massage. Find your staff pose, so backs of the legs connect down to your mat. Draw the toes towards the nose. Scoop the belly in, roll the shoulders back, reach up through the crown of the head. Hands to the legs, maybe fingertips to either side of the hips. Taking a moment here, finding that strength and stability. And bend the right knee, draw it in towards the chest. Give the leg a little bit of love before planting the foot to the inside or outside of the straight leg, whatever gives you the most space. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. And exhale, cartwheel it around to the mat behind you. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, deepen your twist any amount. So keeping the left leg active, drawing the toes towards the nose. Turning the belly first, then the chest. Rolling the back shoulder open. Left hand can stay hugging the knee, or maybe left elbow hooks across the thigh for some gentle leverage. But mostly using the breath to work deeper into the twist. Another breath in, breath out. Unwind to center, crossing all the way over to the left, finding a counter twist. The head and chest bow down. And bring it back to center. Grab hold of the right leg, the knee and the ankle. Just stir the femur around in the hip socket, finding some movement. Good. And then either take the sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh, adding padding under the knee, or you can even cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh for a more intense hip stretch. Find the shape that's appropriate for you, pain-free in the knee. Take a breath in, lift the chest, and exhale, hinge forward to fold. It might be enough just to sit up here nice and tall. Maybe you're walking the hands down the leg, finding the chin or the foot. Let the shoulders be heavy away from the ears. Another breath here. And inhale the torso up, hands to the mat behind you, unwind the legs. Bend the knees, plant the feet wide, just windshield the wiper the knees side to side. Good, let both knees drop to the right, so you have two 90-ish degree angles with the knees, so that left knee nestles towards the right heel. And walk the hands all the way around to the right. You can roll up onto the right hip. Take a look over your back shoulder, finding your best mermaid twist here. You might even want to reach the left hand up and across, finding some extra length. And then unwind to center, extend both legs out. Give them a shake. Come back to your staff pose, connecting to the legs, connecting to the spine. Bend the left knee, draw the heel towards the hip, and give that leg a little bit of love. Before planting the foot to the inside or outside of the straight leg, give yourself some space. Inhale, left arm up to the sky, and exhale, circle it around to the mat behind you. Inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, deepen your twist. Right leg stays active, toes towards the nose. Connecting into both sitting bones, reaching up through the crown of the head and rotating around a nice long spine. Right hand can stay hugging the knee or maybe hook the elbow across the thigh for some gentle leverage. And again, just using the breath to work into this. Finding lift and length with the inhale, deepening the twist with the exhale. One more breath here. And inhale it to center. Exhale across to the other side, bowing down, find a counter twist. Come to center, grab hold of the left leg, the knee and the ankle, wherever it needs its support, and just stirring the femur around in the hip socket, finding some movement. And options here, sole the foot to the inside of the thigh, you can add any support under the knee that you like, or crossing the left ankle on top of the right thigh for a more intense hip stretch. Take a breath in, sit up nice and tall, and exhale, fold forward any amount. Might be enough to sit up nice and tall here. The two sides can be very different, so just honor that. Find the shape that you need. Keeping the shoulders nice and heavy away from the ears. Saying hello to all of your furry friends. Another breath. And inhale the torso up, unwind the legs, take the hands behind you, plant the feet wide, and just windshield the knees side to side, keeping the hips nice and heavy. Then both knees drop to the left, finding two 90-degree angles. Walking the hands all the way around to the left side, you can roll up onto the left hip. Take a look over the back shoulder, finding your best mermaid twist. You can really connect down into the right knee, maybe reach the right arm overhead, find some more length. And unwind it to center. And then we'll just find a little bit of work before heading to our backs. So plant the feet, hands come behind the thighs, scoop the belly and roll the shoulders back, and gently squeeze the legs together. So you could even place a ball or a block in between there if you had one, or just squeeze them into each other. And then tip back, find that balancing point on your sit bones for your boat pose. You can start with the feet to the mat. Maybe the feet float up, shins parallel to the mat. Hands can stay supporting the legs or extend. You can extend the legs. Only go as far as you can, keeping that low back nice and long and straight. If you start to slouch or feel any discomfort, that's pain, dial it back. We're embracing the discomfort here, so working for another breath, and then letting that go. There might be discomfort, but it's in service of getting stronger. Just acknowledging that it may not feel the best, but something good's coming out of it. So coming back to our boat pose once more, and you can find the same version you had before, hands behind the legs, maybe floating the shins. Maybe you're ready for something a little bit stronger, maybe you're ready for some little bit more ease. So wherever you are, we're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Just move the torso a little side to side. You can draw the chest forward. From here, we'll move down onto your back. So if you want to find some more effort, you can scoop the belly in, reach the arms forward, and lower yourself bone by bone. See if you can control the descent all the way down by adding support with the hands and arms whenever you need. And when you get there, walk the heels in towards the hips, knees up to the sky. Arms down by your sides, tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. Then next inhale, press into the heels, lift the hips, the low back, the middle back. And exhale, lower it down one bone at a time, really drawing the tailbone towards the heels. Inhale, lift up into your bridge, piece by piece, maybe finding the upper shoulders. And your choice, either hold here for 3 to 5 breaths or keep moving with the breath. Wherever you are, connecting solidly into the feet, reaching the knees long, squeezing that imaginary block between them. Hips lift, keeping the gaze up to the sky. Tuck the shoulders underneath you. Another breath or two wherever you are. And then releasing on an exhale, really pressing the spine into the mat. When the hips find the floor, either soles the feet together, let the knees fall wide. Or take the feet mat width, let the knees fall in, depending on how you're built. Whatever gives you a little bit of rest here. Coming back to the breath. Just notice whatever it is coming up. And then hugging the knees into the chest, grabbing behind the shins, behind the thighs. Find a little side-to-side movement. Then any last movements or adjustments before we come to Shavasana, our final resting pose. So you can draw some circles with the knees, maybe find happy baby, reaching between the knees for the shins or the outside edges of the feet. Whatever movement you need before finding some stillness. You can even stretch the feet up towards the sky, point and flex the ankles a couple times. And find your way to a comfortable resting position, whether that's with the legs extending away from the body, or with the knees bent, soles of the feet together. Slowing down the breath, letting the eyes close. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking a few more moments here. It's your practice. You can stay here as long as you like. Otherwise, slowly start to deepen the breath. Wiggling the fingers and toes, hands and feet. Extend the arms overhead, take a full body stretch. And bend the knees, roll to your favorite side. Pausing there for a moment. Before using the strength of the arms to press yourself up and find a comfortable seated position. Rounding down into the sitting bones. Stocking the spine up one bone at a time. Pull the ears up toward, shoulders up towards the ears, down the back, and reach up through the crown of the head. Together we'll take a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you can take the hands either with the palms up for receiving, with the palms down for some grounding. Soft tuck to the chin for some gratitude for making it to your mat today, for all of your effort. Thank you for your presence and your practice. Have a great rest of your day.
Bird up.